Bam, we're live. In studio. Matt Sousa. Oh, yeah. It didn't populate on the TV. Let me see what's going on here.
Is it just delayed a few seconds?
I don't know. Let me see. Oh, that's weird. Are we live? We are live. Good morning, HGR. What's up, Carl? Augustus, Asymmetric Gears, Kenneth DeLap, Subir, and Kelly.
I see the comments populating.
What's up, Denise? Is it Denise? What's Dense Upstates? Is that Denise?
Dense after 40?
Yeah.
I don't know if I just started calling her Denise and her name is not Denise.
Right.
Just because of the dense part.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, weird. Oh, my shirt's folded.
God, that TV is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Every time I turn it on, it's ridiculous. That's why I make sure you crack the door. That thing gives off so much heat.
Oh, I bet.
If I leave that thing on and then I come in here later on in the afternoon, it'll be like fucking 90 degrees in here. Whoa, Susan Studio. Yeah. He brought me my my Trump shirt.
Check them out.
If you have to get up, don't worry about it.
No, they're right here.
Oh, okay. The Trump shirt's crazy. James Sprague Trump shirt. Oh, you're covered up by the comments.
Oh, that's all right. Boom.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to wear that. I may even wear that today.
There you go, Troy. It's here, as promised.
Although they told me that like I probably shouldn't like wear it and treat it like a real shirt because they said that printing won't be able to handle much.
You could tell it's not going to handle many washes.
Yeah.
I didn't wash it. It's OG, original as it came.
Woo! Someone told me I wouldn't have the balls to wear it because it's a cutoff. Like, what do you think? Like a roll of fat's gonna fall out of there?
Haters.
Yes, Rachel. Bam, we're live. That is correct. Look at you. What do you pull the rower? Are you on the rower? Pull it. What are you doing?
Oh, maybe that's the bike.
Oh.
Wait. Is that really her? Or is that a photo of Brooke Ents?
Rachel Large?
Yeah.
I think it's her.
You can never tell, right?
Do you still have this Greg, Dave, Sevi make CrossFit great again shirt?
I like it, but I didn't know that was a shirt.
No, I think you had. Was there someone else on it? I think I threw that one away right away. If it's the one I think it is. Was there someone else on it, Jeremy? It's me. She says it's me. That ain't Brooke.
You sure?
Hey, do you know who CrossFat is or Clock?
No.
No.
I know that CrossFat, I think, was at the games.
Do you know who Trish is?
No, definitely not.
Sevi, will you have Brent on the show? God, not if I can help it.
What'll happen with that?
God, I hope not. But anything's possible. I think I'm part of his retribution campaign. The athletes, I'm very intimidated. I don't know if I've ever admitted this to you, but I'm feeling very vulnerable this morning.
Oh, okay. I like it.
I'm very scared to talk about the athletes because they might punish me and not come on my show.
Oh no.
They're very
punish you by not coming on the show?
Yeah, I'm very concerned about it.
Punish themselves.
Gazan was impressive yesterday. I know.
She's
God,
impressive.
I love Alex.
Impressive
She's
every
so
day.
cool. She is so cool. Will Moret's cool as shit too.
Yeah, Will's really cool.
Will, there was an interesting thing on that interview with Coffee Pods and Wads. It was interesting because on one hand, I think Will got his wires confused because on one hand, it seemed like he was giving a little bit of support to the PFAA.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few minutes later, he's like, just leave us alone. Let us jump off the bat. Let us jump up and down off the boxes. And it's like, hey, dude, you don't get what's going on. I started thinking, oh, he doesn't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
He's confused.
There probably is a really strong pull to like agree with them as an athlete. The PFAA.
Just because of the words, like they hear Professional Athlete Association, just like you hear Black Lives Matter, and you're like, well, I'm black, I have to.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care how much it hurts me. It has the word black in it.
Correct. Yeah, I think it's like if he doesn't, then he might become a target or outcasted by the other athletes.
Oh, you think he's afraid of retribution?
Yeah, he's afraid. If he speaks up too loudly, he'll be punished.
He won't be invited to Canada.
So weird when they say that about Dave. Like if you spoke up, he would like punish you or something.
You just demanded he'd be fired, you ding dongs. Like that's it. Like someone's already gone nuclear on him. There's no walking it back. You're fine. Everyone else, the rest of you guys can say whatever you want.
But it's just weird because I don't know. I felt like he's the type of guy that almost like respects you a little bit more if you kind of stand up for something, give him a little pushback or challenge him a little bit.
Who?
Dave.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Of
like
course.
Even if he completely disagrees with you, in the back
yes.
of his mind, he's like, all right, at least this dude, stood up to something.
Yes. And you know what? So here's the deal. If you have a relation, here's the thing too, that like people don't understand. There's tons of athletes already giving them feedback.
Right.
So whenever they say they don't give them feedback or there's pushback, like there's tons of athletes who can just text them on the fly and give them feedback whenever the fuck they want. And who was it who told me the other day? Oh, a friend of mine was saying that they're friends with Joe Rogan, and every 10 times they text him, he texts once back. And you can only imagine Joe Rogan gets 3,000 texts a day, right?
Oh, probably crazy.
So he has it probably some pinned. And it's like that with Dave too. I don't know what kind of comms, but like if you text him, there's a chance he's not. I mean, tons of people. I mean, high chance with me, high chance with Susan. Anyone who's just like managing their life through their text messages. And so I know there's so many places to dig in and just be like, hey, they're lying. Hey, they're lying. Hey, they're lying. Because they act like they have this whole huge picture of who's giving feedback and who's not. And it's nuts. By the way, someone in the comments the other day, I hope they're watching the show today. They responded to something I said to them, and they said, well, Sevon, what would I expect from a bottom feeder like you?
Bottom feeder.
I say this with zero humility. I am the exact opposite of a bottom feeder. This show is the exact opposite of bottom feeding. What we do on this show is the exact opposite of bottom feeding. We're actually the North Star for everything CrossFit when it comes to competition, when it comes to affiliate support, when it comes to athlete support. This show holds the moral authority and has earned it over 3 years. In a way that no one in the space has. And it's not that I'm above criticism or the show's not above criticism. I mean, God knows we take a shitload of it, but it is the North Star. Don't get it fucking twisted. When you say dumb shit like we're a bottom feeder, it's just fucking ridiculous.
I'm Krista Pongwart. This is Tobias Pongwart. I'm 44, he's 7. I'm originally from Hungary, from Budapest, Hungary, and we go to Salty Hef CrossFit. I was previously at a different gym. I was looking for a new place and came here. I came during the day when kiddo was in school. That changed and he had to come with me. I thought I would have to give it up because I didn't have time. I don't have anywhere else to put him. I'm a single mom. The people here were so amazing and accepting that he was here hanging out. It just made it easier to continue. The fact that they welcomed him with open arms and just kind of brought him into the family was huge. I've never felt so accepted by a community from this community. Most places always look down on me because of my size or lack of capabilities, and never felt that here. Not one judgment. So it was very welcoming and made it very easy to come back.
Pull that up so I see that. Did you see Miranda's YouTube video? I did not. Sevy's, it's a great one for your next assault bike session. It's awesome to hear Greg's message being passed on like that. Yeah, she was one of obviously Greg's disciples early on. She was a flow master. I heard that basically she just, I shouldn't say just, I heard basically she gave the What is CrossFit lecture.
Just a master class in it. Yeah, she blacked out and turned into flow master mode.
Why did she do that?
That's a great question.
What's her inspiration for doing that?
I think maybe
she's selling her own shit.
Yeah, she is. But I think also too, my assumption here that she probably felt that message is becoming lost.
So street parking is basically CrossFit without trying to remove the competitive edge, right? So it's like, hey, is that what street parking is in a nutshell?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm a little intimidated by feeling the pressure of going as fast as I can against someone else, but we still do CrossFit.
100%. I think it's like their whole motto is like freedom and fitness.
How would you describe it? Let me ask you.
Exact-
What is street parking?
I would say it's exactly like that. I think it's the CrossFit methodology, but
Mhm.
being applied to people that are able to just do it in their garage and maybe have super busy lives, but still understand the importance of moving every day.
Okay, let me push back a little. By the way, it's genius on her part to
Yeah.
steal CrossFit, but without getting into the IP area, right? Intellectual property. Is it CrossFit without the magic? So you have the movements, and you have the programming. The magic is what I call the intensity. Is it CrossFit without the super fast adaptation?
No, because they still have that and still preach that too.
They
And
do?
Miranda broke it down in her
Because I always
video.
let me play devil's advocate here.
Sure.
I always okay. Go ahead. No, you tell me that first. What did she say?
So she basically just said it's relevant intensity. And that means not only to where you are physically and psychologically in total of your fitness journey, but also that given day. So, I mean, if you just had a fucked up day and you're just coming in and you're just like, dude, mentally, I don't have it to take myself to that dark place and, whatever, Fran's the workout or something. Her whole deal is like, give it what you have, like, for that day. It might be 5 minutes off your best time ever. And, like, that's okay. That was your relevant intensity, whether that was psychologically or physically what you were able to give that day.
So let me just keep pushing down this devil's advocate. So let's say I'm a healthy, uninjured 22-year-old male.
Okay.
And I just got off of work working at Baskin Robbins a double shift.
Okay.
Okay. You know what I mean?
Yep. 21 flavors.
It's my summer job. I'm working over there. And then I show up to your gym for the 6 o'clock class. And I'm exhausted. And the workout is Helen.
Mm-hmm.
That's the running kettlebell pull-up one?
Yep.
Okay. If I do that through street parking, I can sandbag it because I'm doing relative. But if I go in there and there's 3 other 18-year-olds in there, and there's the 42-year-old mom who I just beat for the first time the week before, and I want to string a second win against her. So I am losing the social pressure or the ability to overcome. I'm tired. Like, those are good things to overcome, right?
Yes.
And so you can couch it the way you did, which I think is fair, but then it's also fair to couch it the way I just couched it, wouldn't you say?
I think so, yeah. And then just to add one more piece to
Because
that.
you can't be tired if you're on a 24-hour shift as a firefighter and be like, well, I'm only going to save 2 of the babies today. You're going in the house, you got to save all 3.
Irrelevant intensity, right? Like, I think that so to push back on that or to actually give another layer of that, if I have that thought in my mind, oh shit, there's going to be 3 other 18-year-olds and I'm going to have to push, Sevon's going to be in that class and Ari's going to be in that class and Avi always goes hard and I don't want to lose to those guys, then I might not show up at all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But if I know, like, hey, I'm going to show up and I've had a day and I don't really have it to take myself there in Helen today. Like, if you show up and you're just like, hey, that's okay. Like, give it what you can. Don't worry about a PR. Maybe do the pull-up strict. Take yourself out of the race. Right?
Okay. Yeah. And you to go even further down that line, you could also argue that in your garage, you have to find your own motivation. And so that there's a benefit to that. I just thought of this. So last night I was spitballing ideas for a new organization. Susan and I were going to start up. I came up with a professional fitness athlete group.
Yes.
Professional fitness athlete group instead of professional fitness athlete association. And then I just saw in the comments, someone came up with one. I think PFAA should change its name to Professional Athlete Influencers Association.
Wow.
Instead of athlete association.
Okay.
Right?
Because they're influencers more than they are athletes.
Yeah, you like that?
I like
Professional
it, yeah.
fitness athlete, professional athlete influencers association, and we will be the professional fitness athlete group.
I think Kenneth nailed the acronym there, huh?
Oh, he did? Let's see. I missed it. Oh, PFAG. Yes, PFAG. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I would like to pronounce it PFOG. I don't want to offend anyone. Yeah.
PFOG.
All right.
What are your listed demands?
Oh, where's that comment by Judy? Judy, Souza read something in here you said, and that would have been brilliant on their part. Okay, here we go. Judy Reed, did you see Marco Coppolo's latest video calling for Sevi to be brought back in charge of CrossFit Media? Hey, imagine if they would have said that, how much that would have fucked with my little fucking fragile ego. We demand Dave be fired and bring Sevi back as media. Genius.
That's funny.
That would be a play out of our book.
Yeah. Let's watch him score.
Oh my goodness. Sevi, did you get a picture of Brian Enemy on your IG? No. I will let me take a quick. Let me take a quick. Oh, let me play this video for you first. And then I'll check the that. Look at this. Let me check this. Okay, here we go. Watch this, guys.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?
Crazy, right?
Oh, that's amazing.
Crazy.
So then where the fuck are we? Wow.
How weird was it that the fact checkers had the ABC people? He's like, yeah, they're eating dogs. And then all of a sudden, he's like, well, actually, we called the city. I'm like, how the fuck?
Yeah, that's a trip, huh?
How the fuck?
That's how the system works, isn't it?
How did you know that he was going to say that?
Hey, do you think that they
How
thought
the fuck?
they thought questions that would like lead down a certain path? Because these guys repeated themselves a lot. Like, I don't know if you, because Trump's done the circuit. He's been on Theo Vaughn. He's been on Nelk Boys. He's, you know,
everywhere.
He's been everywhere. But if you, I don't know if you've listened to a lot of them.
No.
But if you listen to it, it's just the same regurgitated talking points every time.
Yeah.
Like, you ask me a question and I don't even really like go that far into the question. I just start talking about my talking points. So at a certain point, you could probably say, all right, if we ask these set of 3 questions, his answers are going to be limited to these 2. And then from that, you could almost have the playbook of like, okay, so if he goes left, we're going to go this way. If he goes right with this, we're going to go this way.
So they must have heard him say the dog comment.
Had to.
Somewhere. By the way, I did look up on Wikipedia what cultures eat dog. Oh, so I went to an article, by the way. Today I was trying to look if there's any, like, I typed in, do Haitians eat dogs, or is dog eating common in Haiti? And you can't find anything because the first fucking 8 pages of Google are all Trump lies about dog eating, right?
Yeah.
So it's completely overtaken. And then I just went to Wiki and found all the cultures that eat dogs, right? And there's tons of them. And tons of them that eat dogs and cats, and they have the caloric breakdown. Maybe I even have that.
Wow. Have you gone to brave.com for a search engine?
No.
It's supposedly a little bit more like how DuckDuckGo was before. For some reason, DuckDuckGo just completely mimicked Google. I was listening to I want to say it was a clip off
is
Rogan
Brave
or something.
Microsoft's search engine?
I don't know. I was just listening to I heard it on a Rogan show, and I went to brave.com and then compared those search results to Google, because Google and DuckDuckGo completely mimic each other now. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing, same exact search. So you go up there and the top whatever articles are the same on both those search engines. But when you go to brave.com and search it, it'll give you at the top, it'll say left-leaning news, right-leaning news, and then it'll give you all the key things.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I think that, and I don't know who owns it or whatever. Like I said, I just heard it in, like, I think it was a Joe Rogan clip. And then I just went and checked it out, and I was like, oh, and I just compared the 3 search engines. And that's as far as I made it. But
Brave.
It was interesting.
In the 21st century, dog meat is consumed in Korea, China, Indonesia, Nigeria, Switzerland, Vietnam, and India. And what's interesting is that when you go look at the list of countries, Haiti's not even an option. Like, they have a list of countries that eat dogs and don't eat dogs, and Haiti's not Haiti's not even an option on the list. If you've been to any of those countries, you know that they do eat those things. They basically they'll eat in the countries I was in Africa. They'll basically eat anything.
Yeah.
I even saw. I'll never forget when I was in Kenya. There was a banana peel on the ground, and a skinny dog, scampered out like behind some trees, and with one paw held down the banana peel, and the other paw scraped the banana peel, and then ate the
banana out of it.
There was no banana in it. It was just those long, those long pieces that are inside the peel.
Yeah.
He scraped the dog knew to scrape the banana peel.
Wow.
And by the way, the store that I went into in Kenya, in this village, it was just a wooden table, and it was like with some leaves around it. And they sold, they had a can of Sprite, a can of Coke, and rotten banana. That was the store. They had 3 items.
Damn.
3 items in the store. In the middle, I mean, this is in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there was no cars or
nothing around.
I mean, the people, like every like the only modern tool that I saw is that the women carry these big yellow plastic buckets on their head.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway, so then I went to a CBS News article, and it was talking about how wrong it is that he says that it was a lady wrote it in Florida, a journalist in Florida, and CBS said how wrong it was that Trump said that Haitians eat dogs. So then I get to the end and I see the author's name, and she's Haitian. So I click on her, I go to her Instagram, and she has a post in there about how the chickens in Miami are being threatened by locals, the wild chickens there.
Yeah.
Because people are grabbing them and eating them.
Oh, wow.
And I know it's not a dog, I know it's a chicken, but it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything wrong with eating dog other than culture? Is that a cultural thing? Like, are there any animals where it's just like you're just not supposed to eat them?
I mean, dogs are so domestic. It's like your buddy.
I know, but let's say but that's
okay. So if
I
saw cultural? A stray, yeah.
I mean, if shit hits the fan, I'm eating my dog,
dude. If we're hungry enough, we're eating each other, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we have so many guardrails on. I watched this guy go down a small ravine on a horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he leaned all the way back and the horse kind of slid down. And I went to the comment section and people were just like, it's so bad for the horse. Oh my God, this and that. And like 10 people would comment and be like, how do you think things were just 100 years ago?
Right.
You know, we're so used to this like bubble wrapped, every corner's rounded, and if in heaven forbid, somebody stubs a toe, it's going to be somebody else's fault because there wasn't a safety measure in place.
Right.
So it's like, it's just, people forget how unpredictable, uncertain, and frankly, just violent our world is.
Yeah, I was flying a drone in my neighborhood the other day, and my 82-year-old neighbor came out with a rifle.
He probably thought it was one of those Russian drones, huh?
And he was gonna shoot it down. So you have to assume that if you're from Haiti and you see, when my dad first, I'll tell you another story. When my dad first came to this country from Lebanon, he was a security guard, a nighttime security guard, and he worked in one of those booths that people drive their car in, and they gave him a gun. And he told me the story that he kept seeing this deer every night he was there. So one night when the deer came by, he shot the deer.
Oh shit!
And killed the deer, and he killed the baby. It was a mama deer, and he killed the baby behind it.
Oh.
And the mom. So he gathered them up and took them to to like an Armenian
processing place,
or no, like to a friend's house, and 20 Armenian men got together and skinned the deer and had a party.
Yeah. Well.
Insert dog where my dad shot deer. Insert fucking Doberman Pinscher. So the naiveness of people of what's going on in other countries is crazy. If you go to countries like Malawi, you'll be driving down the highway and you'll see endless boys standing there with sticks, with rats on them, with mice on them, with animals you don't recognize on them, and then you just stop and you take one and you just eat it right there.
Did you do that when you were there?
No.
Oh man,
no.
My stomach is so like, I don't know, maybe it's my mind more than my stomach, but I feel like I would eat something like that and I'd be fucked up the rest of the time we're there.
I'd like to show you this too. Do you know what year the Department of Education was formed?
I should, because I read something on it recently. Mid 1800s.
No. Well,
Because wasn't it just formed as like a board that just a group of people just formed it, and they're like, hey,
yes.
now we're collectively the PFAA. I mean, the Education Board.
Yes.
And
it didn't
here we
form
go.
as an actual cabinet seat in the president's office to where it was its own full department. There were a couple people, like they floated around to different departments. They were moved around over years.
Yeah.
But it was just like 4 or 5 guys. But it didn't become this $80 billion fucking aggregate of taxpayer dollars until 1980.
Wow. Really?
And when you find out what their duties are, like, so someone would hear something like, hey, President Trump is going to dismantle the Department of Education and shut it down. You're like, oh my God, what's that going to do to education? They have nothing to do with education.
Just
Nothing.
the bureaucracy around it.
States are responsible for education. States are responsible for education.
Wow.
Wait till you see what I'll go to the wiki page and wait till you see what they're supposed to do. They're basically just a hack to give the federal government more power over the spending dollars that the states use. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's
so they just overwatch all the money that should be going directly to the states and the school districts, but it has to funnel through them first.
4,000 employees that do fucking nothing except interfere and then and put in indoctrination, like slanted, biased shit.
Yeah,
Carter started it, and then Reagan. Yeah, right. And then Reagan tried to get rid of it. And since that was the decline, the year the Department of Education came in was the first year that the U.S. testing in the U.S. students started getting dumber, and it's been just a steady decline ever since.
Damn. I mean, it makes sense. We have more, like, even at your local level, you have more administrator types that are paid much higher salaries than anybody who's actually
teachers.
Educating. Right. And so you got teachers, most of which that go to my gym are having to buy their own supplies and stuff for their classrooms. And on top of that, they have no ability or autonomy over how they're teaching or what they're teaching in the classroom. Like, I mean, like zero, no like wiggle room or like, hey, here's your overview of the curriculum. However you want to get there, you get there kind of thing. And especially at the elementary school level, like a couple of the teachers that I've talked to that are at my gym, these are good teachers. These are CrossFitter teachers. These are teachers that are very invested into their kids, and they're done. The bureaucracy has pushed them to the point to where they feel like they can't even do their jobs anymore.
The elementary school right up the street from my house, it's a nationally renowned elementary school. 5 of the teachers quit this year.
Did you know, or have you talked to any of them about, and I don't know if this is happening in your district, but it's definitely happening in Livermore, where they're saying they don't want to put kids in remedial classes that are a little bit slower because they'll feel discouraged or whatever. I was in every freaking slow class you could have been.
You were?
Oh yeah.
Did you ride the yellow bus?
Basically. Basically. And so they said, hey, those kids are starting to feel bad. So what we're going to actually do is put them in normal classrooms. And you're just going to have to slow the process down to make sure that everybody is. So she has students that aren't, that are slowing the whole process of the classroom down.
Lowest common denominator.
Due to behavioral issues or due to like some sort of, physical handicap or limitation, cognitively. And it's crazy.
Or skin color. In California, they do it. They openly do that. They say that they have lowered the demands of school because of brown and black people. They just say that. They're openly racist under the guise of being not racist. I mean, that's the way it is in California. In San Diego, the San Diego Unified School District, they've made it. They said that teachers can't make homework part of the students' grades because it's unfair to black and brown people.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Anybody been in a public school lately? The Department of Education was created in 1979. Now, I thought the Department of Education had been around for 100 years. It was created by Jimmy Carter. 1979. If you think about American schools everywhere, including Philadelphia, before 1979, were they globally competitive? Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Were they the best in the world? Oh, yeah. Oh, you bet they were. Now, we've got a federal bureaucracy that has an $85 billion a year budget, and doesn't run a single school and doesn't educate a single student.
85 billion, dude.
Where's the money going? And why is it that since that bureaucracy was created, our schools have gone from...
They're not allowed to run a single school because it's the states. I think it's in the Constitution. It's one of the amendments.
the best in the world to not very good. And when you're sending your kid to school today, are they coming back with math and science knowledge? Are they coming back educated on gender? Are they coming back saying, hey, you know, we really have to think I might want to change from boy to girl, girl to boy? You know, if you walk into some of the schools today, you'll see an amazing...
Sarah Cox has a friend who's an elementary school teacher. She was just telling me at one of the premier private schools in Newport. And she had to read a book on introducing what it means to be transgender to her kindergarten class.
Wow. That's in LA? Yeah, of course. It's insane. The other thing, too, that's just makes you have to think that they don't really want an educated population, because there's not, like, nobody is pushing like, hey, you know what we need to understand is finance, how money works,
right?
Entrepreneurship,
right?
You know, these type of things that you're gonna have to utilize through life.
How the first thing they should teach you in school after you learn how to read and write and math is they should make all kids memorize the Constitution.
Yeah,
you should have to know all the amendments.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed to say that I don't.
Yeah,
know
me
them
neither.
The way that I should.
Me neither.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we'll do a study show.
Of course,
once a week, and we'll study one amendment online.
Bring someone in who's like a specialist on it. That would be awesome.
Yeah, like one of those guys from Hillsdale. Have you seen the Hillsdale lessons they have free on YouTube?
Yeah.
So you could go and learn about the Constitution.
There'll be someone in the comments, I bet you, who's like a PhD in the Constitution.
Oh, I hope there is.
Who could come on the show and teach us.
They
You know,
definitely.
Hillsdale got really upset at Greg when he went and spoke there. Were you there for that?
No, but I heard about it.
Man, oh man, even disrupting those guys.
And the crazy part is I think they were mostly just upset about the title.
Oh,
like they couldn't
broken
see past
science.
the title.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter.
It's crazy.
Even if you're killing black people, Black Lives Matter. Mr. Bill Clinton, how are you today? How are you today? Oh no, Mrs. Clinton, Chelsea, as Goob would say, welcome to the show.
Oh, Dale could teach it.
Welcome to the show.
So my mom and I executive produced a documentary called Epstein V Texas that follows 3 extraordinarily courageous women who were denied medically necessary abortion care. And I think we have to bear witness to these stories because we do think these stories need to be heard.
Okay, so Chelsea, I'm glad for you and your new documentary, but talking about the stories that need to be told and your activism to help women, are you going to make a documentary about the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, who's in famous island your father visited many times, not to mention Epstein's girlfriend, who's also a convicted sex trafficker, attended your wedding? But are you going to tell...
Attended your wedding. Attended your wedding, Chelsea. Attended your wedding. We know you scoured the earth to find 3 women who had fucking hard time getting their baby killed in order to save their life. We know you struggled to find it, but you found 3 and made a documentary. But what about the island that your dad visited that was sex trafficking little girls, underage girls?
The story of those victims.
Ah, that's what I thought.
Oh, she never answered?
No, it's fake.
Oh, it's fake.
That guy just goes, that guy, that's that guy's whole shtick. He watches The View and then inserts himself on the panel.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I was like, wow.
And that
that's
guy,
aggressive.
the guy's Damon Imanii. It's a great account. He's been shadow banned though. He got a note from Instagram saying we will not be showing your account to anyone who's not a
follower.
A follower of yours.
You'll get no new followers because no one will know your account exists.
What's fascinating is the argument that you're pregnant and the doctors tell you that if you take the baby to term that they will it could kill you. And so then you make the decision to kill the baby instead. Okay, I get it. So you're sacrificing the baby's life for your life.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. But what about the girl who gets pregnant from incest? Okay, so now you're sacrificing the baby's life because you don't want to deal with raising your dad's kid who raped you. Okay,
That's heavy.
okay, I get it. What about killing you get pregnant and you're 22 years old and you have dreams of going to law school? Now you're killing the baby because you don't think you can have the baby and go to law school. So you're sacrificing the baby. It's just their argument is so crazy because there's so few that are killed from these other things that seem so emotional, that seem so taboo, like you could die, or it was incest, or it was rape. And even the rape thing, like, it's fascinating that you were raped and that you were pregnant, and now you think that killing that baby is somehow the right thing to do. And just think about that logically. So now you have to live with the fact that you were raped and you killed a baby.
I mean, trade-offs, man. It's all protecting the future of their future, not the kid's future, but
But sort of, but I think at some point, all conscious beings, if you want to make the leap to your next evolution of who you are, you have to be like, yeah, I killed a baby. You're not like, if you hold in your identity that all of it's psychology 101. All of these people who are pro-abortion, who are pro-choice, they're missing something that they'll never get to, that is a higher level of thinking and acceptance and happiness and peace, because they're holding that story. They're not holding that story because they actually care about the babies or about the choice. They are not. They are not. It's like me saying I'm getting this tattoo on my arm to remember the death of my dad. You're holding that. It's just the remembrance of your dad. I'm not doing a fantastic job of articulating it. But it is not the solution. It is not the solution. It's not going to bring your peace. You're compounding the problem. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but it's this here we go. I got pregnant at 20. I've been told such a brave choice you made to keep your baby. Yeah, it is a brave choice. I tell them it wasn't a choice when I got pregnant. I chose to have sex. My baby doesn't have to pay for that. Yeah.
Wow.
Mike Olivis, I don't know, man. I'd imagine being the product of rape or telling your grandpa is also your dad would fuck that kid up mentally big time.
I mean, I agree with here's the situation.
I would rather be alive there's very few circumstances that I can think of. Like if I was a product of rape or if I was a product of incest, I would still be fucking ecstatic to be alive. Easy for me to say that. I'm not, but man, being alive is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Being alive is so cool.
So what's the
Would
answer?
you rather be dead? How about all the slaves? How about you were your chief leader in Africa who you trust gathers you up, sells you. You go on a fucking 4-month worst trip of your life in the bottom of a boat. You show up in a new land and you're insane. A slave. Do you kill yourself? No, they weren't killing themselves.
Yeah. I mean, you're a Jewish prisoner of war inside of Auschwitz. And if you slow down working in the snow on the train tracks, they're going to haul you off and shoot you in the dirt right there. Why don't you just slow down?
You're living a life of horribleness, knowing that fucking you're going to be gassed in a month. You don't kill yourself. It's just fascinating to me that they keep justifying these things that people want to do for women's rights. But on the other side, what they won't look at is you had to kill a baby. You had to kill a baby to go to law. That was the price of you going to law school. That was the price of you being afraid of a future of raising a baby when you're 22 years old. By the way, all of these women, 99% of these women who are thinking about having an abortion who don't and have the kid, they even have guilt for even thinking of aborting that kid. Women don't think about having an abortion, have the baby, and then regret it. It doesn't work like that. Show me one. They're all like, dodged a bullet. Glad I didn't kill this kid. They're looking at their kid at fucking 4 years old, eating fucking mashed potatoes at the table, being like, holy fuck, I was this close to aborting this kid.
Yeah. Wow.
If 70 million kids, imagine a pile of 70 million dead babies. That's what it is since, I think, 1970. Imagine how many were thought of to be aborted that weren't. I bet you it's more than 70 million.
Yeah. Probably 3 times that amount, 4 times that amount.
Yeah. And by the way, those are black kids. I bet you there's some crazy stat that even though black women only make up 6% of the population, I bet you they make up like 50% of the abortions. Because the Democrats have made it culturally almost a rite of passage for black women to have an abortion. Ooh, that's harsh, Sevi. That's harsh.
Yeah, regardless of it, it's not consequence free.
Having the abortion,
having the kid and giving it up
Right.
for adoption, or just having the kid in general. And like what Mike said about the mental, issues that might arise when you're a kid of a rape victim or something is pretty intense.
right?
And for the woman, it's like,
But what if your mom told you now, hey, your dad actually raped me? And that's like, that's what I thought when someone said it. What if my mom was like, hey, you know why I married your dad? Because he raped me.
that's crazy.
But I wouldn't be like, oh, I would not. It wouldn't enter my mind for 1 second, like, oh, you should have aborted me. Never. Never.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my God, thank you.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that there's thousands of those, right? Just like walking amongst us. We're going to see one today. You're going to drive by someone on the freeway today who had a baby who the husband or boyfriend raped him, and they ended up just fucking going with it and then marrying the guy. That's not a some weird
Do you
that's not some far out there theory like dog eating.
No, it's not. I mean, how many people you think we walk the beach today have eaten a dog and are a child of a rape victim?
Okay, here he is, guys. The latest and greatest.
We recently went to Canada, as I like to call it, gay America. Canada and America, super similar. I kind of feel like you guys had the same parents, but in the divorce, Canada went to stay with mom. She hugged him way too much, kept telling him affirmations. Of course, you can wear a skirt at school. Gender is a construct. But then you guys obviously stayed with dad. He gave you a beer and a gun and was like, you don't listen to nobody. I was in Canada, I was watching the news. I was flipping between American and Canadian news. American news, so intense. Every time you watch American news, it's always like, multiple assailants, semi-automatic. You turn over to Canadian news, they're like, local town beaver has gone missing. I recently went to...
Did you watch the Kill Tony in Madison Square Garden?
I didn't know. Just clips of it. I don't think I've ever watched that show, to be honest. I think I've only watched clips.
I've had some issues with some family member and friends because of stories I've told on this show.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like unmendable. Like it's just they're just done with you, or they're more guarded around you because they don't want to just end up being a story.
I don't know, but like, let's say I went to dinner with you, and then let's say I saw you give your kid a Coke at the dinner table, and then the next day I talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
And then, but I don't say you by name. I'm not
right.
Caesar gave his kid a Coke. I'll be like, man, I went with these friends the other day, and they gave their kid a Coke.
Yes.
And
but they know you're talking about them.
But they know I'm talking about them. Yeah. And
you motherfucker.
And God, I don't know if I should tell this story.
Don't lose another one.
Well,
and another one.
Yeah.
If you got to think about it that much, you might want to take a pass.
It's such a good story. It's about Kill Tony.
Oh. Did you tell me the story already?
I mean, they told me they don't know. They told me they don't listen to the show anymore.
Oh. Fuck him.
Yeah. Damn.
I love you just contemplating it. Go back to abortion talk if you want.
Well, I can't go back to abortion. There were two things happened. Something happened. Another thing happened recently where someone was lecturing me on parenting, and I hadn't seen their kids yet. And
Lecturing.
do you know that story? Did I tell you that story?
No. At least that didn't ring a bell. Rachel loves the stories.
God, they're such good stories. I know they're such good stories. Anyway, fuck it. So I was with one of these parents that I fucked up with, a friend who I love dearly, and I would say stuff like this. You know what I mean? I'd be like, "Hey, if you're a parent and you put a mask on your kid, you're a piece of shit." And like half my friends are like, "You." When I saw them, everyone's like, "You asshole," because they put masks on their kids. Or if you let your kid hang out with people with masks, you're an idiot. Or if you gave your kid a vaccine, holy fuck, you fucking permanently altered your kid's immune system for the rest of his life.
Probably not. Probably because what you said is true.
Yeah,
That's
but so anyway, so yesterday I was at dinner with a dear friend who I've offended before, and I was talking about how mean Tony is.
Oh yeah. You
And
can tell he just looks like an asshole. Sorry.
And I get it. It's the premise of the show, and it's like so. For those of you who don't know, there's an interview out there with Tony Hinchcliffe where he talks about getting canceled because he called someone the comic who was on before him. He called him a fucking chink.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
But Tony betrays himself because he doesn't realize that you can't. If you call someone a fucking chink venomously, then it's racism. If you say it as part of a bit, it's just part of a bit. Well, what had happened is he admitted that he called this dude a fucking chink because the guy stayed on stage too long and Tony was supposed to come up and this guy overran his set by 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Well, then if you go out there, if you go out there afterwards and goes, "Good job, padang, badang, madang, madang, gazang, are you one of the dog eaters, you fucking chink?" It's like funny. But later on, if you admit that you called him that because he ran 10 minutes late, that you're racist.
Yeah, because it's not the bit. You're doing that out of anger now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he basically admits that, and but doesn't realize what he just admitted.
Right.
And but by the way, and I don't care that he's racist. Whatever. Or I don't even know if he's racist. Maybe he's not. Maybe he was just angry. Like, I'm not even accusing him of being a racist. Like, right. I honestly don't care. I think the guy's funny as shit and brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not like, and you could be a racist and be funny as shit and brilliant. I can't take that away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at the dinner table talking to this friend about how vicious Tony is, and he yells at Redman on the show that's like over the top for me. It's like Howard Stern would do that to his people sometimes. It's like, "Hey dude, it's over the top. You're betraying yourself. You're making it show that you're not a team.
Yeah.
You're not cohesive." We talked about that yesterday about Kill Taylor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey,
yes,
we shouldn't, while Taylor's on, like, if we're just hanging out in a room with him on a regular podcast, or if we're just hanging out, it's okay to make fun of him.
Yeah.
But when he's on the show, we got to have his back.
Yeah.
Because he's putting it all on the line, right?
Agreed. He's our dude.
And so when Redman's up there and Tony's up there and Tony attacks, and it gets a little weird, but sometimes he even attacks the guests like too vehemently and too viciously, doesn't let it go. And this person I was at dinner with, who I had offended before by telling that story without using their name, was defending Tony. No, that's part of the show. That's part of the show. And I wanted so bad to be like, well, hey, dude, it's I didn't really care that you put masks on your kid.
It's part of the show.
It's just part of the show, but I didn't. But I wanted to so bad.
It's funny.
I wanted to so bad.
It's okay if it doesn't offend me. It's part of the show. If it offends me, then like, fuck you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I also think when it comes to the mask thing, like you were saying with the parents and the kids, like everybody is what's the term, like trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes there might be a thing of like, fuck, I knew that I shouldn't have done that, or I feel
Right.
bad for it, or I
Right.
should have paid more attention. And then when you
Right.
kind of like hold it up to them, it like that anger just projects out onto you. Right.
I knew when that guy jumped in the water at Lazar's death.
Yes.
I knew.
What?
And I didn't say anything.
The dude who.
I knew that hurt. Medeiros' brother-in-law.
Yeah.
I knew. People were yelling, "Oh, a fan has jumped in the water and he's swimming." I knew.
You knew there was something wrong?
I 100% knew.
Oh, wow. Because you're just like, this crowd isn't going to do that shit.
Yep. And for a fleeting second, I thought I thought I should run over and tell Dave they have to stop the fucking event and someone should go in the water. I knew.
Yeah. I filmed that guy when he first jumped in.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was happening because we just heard fan in the water, fan in the water. And then I turned I was like, wow. And I turned the camera to Wiki because he was standing next to me at the finish line. I'm like, did you see that guy in the water? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what's he doing? He's like, I don't know. He just jumped in. And I said, well, if you're going to streak, doing it inside the water is pretty dumb. And like point the camera back.
And I was on the total opposite side of you.
Yeah.
But I knew in my mind, I was 99.9% certain no one jumps in unless they fucking saw something really bad.
Right. Wow.
And hey, I didn't read the whole story, but I think I saw either heard Halpin say it or someone say it, that basically it was actually Justin's sister. The guy's like, hey, I saw someone go in and she gave, God, women are so great. I fucking love women. I was thinking about fucking Taylor Self's wife the other day. What a
Lizzie?
fucking G she is.
Oh, she's so good.
Because she does this to Taylor too. I heard the way I heard the story is then Justin Medeiros's brother-in-law's wife said, go. Like he probably didn't want to jump in because it was socially irresponsible.
Yeah, there's that weird like,
and she gave him the clearance. But it's the exact same thing. Like, we will be at the event and Lizzie will be serving the fucking team on hand and foot, serving Taylor hand on foot. He's like, check my flight. I might want to change it. Bring me a hamburger. I need different sunglasses. I want 2 ice cubes in this water. And she's just doing it all.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't even say anything. She's just on it. He's like, hey, I'm jumping out here. Can you park the car? But then in the same thing, when he's going off on Halpin, when he comes off the show, she fucking gives him a lecture. Hey, is that the person you want to be? Like right in front of all of us, but does it without even emasculating him.
No, totally.
Just a total fucking like nurturing on the servitude level, but also nurturing on like the soul level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey man, that shit ain't cool.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah. And by the way,
is that really who you want to be? And I was just, you're so lucky if you're a man and you have a woman like her. It's fucking crazy.
And Taylor's response to her is also very important, which
He's
is
so
zero
respectful.
pushback,
Yes.
zero pushback,
Yes.
and he just listens. And she gets right through to him, like she pierces right through.
Yes.
There's not a back and forth.
Yes.
She's like,
but
hey,
without
boom, boom, boom,
talking
and he's
down
like,
to
wow.
him, without emasculating him.
I never once
without-
felt like she was
No.
doing that. Never once. Not even kind of.
Listen, most of you fucknuts, don't bring your kids or your wife anywhere. But Taylor, Lizzie, you got to fucking pass. I mean, what a team player. Her and Bryson.
Bryson's, yeah.
How lucky is Taylor?
I mean, even Andy.
Yeah.
JR.
Yeah. I know.
Like,
Taylor's got angels in his camp.
He does. And I know, we know his story pretty intimately and stuff like that. But man, the cohort of human beings that he has around him right now is just amazing. And you know what the thing too is he knows it.
Yeah.
And he would do anything for those.
Right. Well, yeah. And you know what's crazy? So after the competition, this is how you know you're with fucking amazing people. After the competition, Colton was going to do the Rogue event the next day. He ended up doing it at Sousa's gym. And we found a 100-pound dumbbell. And we're all tired and we're all there. And someone has to go get the 100-pound dumbbell. We ended up not getting it, but someone had to get the 100-pound dumbbell. We're all sitting outside. We're all relaxing. And Taylor jumps up and goes, I'll drive there and get it for you, Colton. Come on, Sevy. And me and Taylor, and by the time we got outside, he called and said, no, you can't get it now. You have to get it in the morning. But even as exhausted as Taylor is, no one asked. Do you remember that?
Yep.
We're all sitting in the backyard.
Yep.
And he knows Colton has to work out tomorrow and Taylor doesn't. He just gets to fly home with his chick.
Yep.
His beautiful wife. And he just jumps up and he's like, gets the keys and he's like, come on, let's go drive and get it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, man, I'm with fucking good people.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
cool.
everybody in there, like even right when we got into the space at the house, Hiller was like, because I picked up Andrew from the airport, and so we're driving back, and he's like, are you gonna be hungry? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, we'll kind of like pace. I know those guys are gonna grab some stuff from the grocery store, and he's like, okay. And I kind of see him fiddling on his phone. He's like, we don't really know what's there. I just ordered us 3 rotisserie chickens from Costco.
Everyone was ordering shit. I know.
Yeah.
I think Colton or someone ordered like fucking 2 flats of C4.
He did. Yep.
Yeah, it was
Sent to
so
the
cool.
house. Yeah, we're very fortunate to have a group of selfless individuals around us, which is crazy because we're all actually chasing, and those two, especially that weekend, a very selfish goal to win the competition, but they do it in a very selfless way. It's really cool.
Yeah, that was a when everyone's giving. It made me think the other day about how all of these events work. So NorCal Classic, Rogue, the CrossFit Games, Crash, like there's all these different events out there, right? Wadapalooza, the Madrid, the Dubai thing. And there's this push, what I think is an idiotic push to make a season and have each event have certain points, right? And somehow come together as a group. And I think Rogue is kind of leading it with their point system, which I have like no interest in. I don't know anyone who has interest in it. I don't know anyone who's following it. I know that Amanda Barnhart qualified for Rogue, and a bunch of us are like, what the fuck? How the fuck did she qualify? Your point system is all fucked up. But and that's not a dig at them. Like they're trying something.
Right.
But all they have to do is do what we do. All they have to do is Bill Henniger just has to call or Katie, sorry, I think it's Katie's event. All Katie Henniger has to do is call
Ben.
JR or Ben Alderman or Dylan and be like, hey, you know what we want to do? We want to make it the winner of your event qualifies for Rogue automatically.
Yeah.
That's how we work as a group. We're not competing with each other. We're just lifting each other up.
Yeah.
We're just lifting each other up. We're just lifting each other up. That's all they have to do.
And to that point, though, there was some refinement with our group.
Right.
It wasn't like the first time it stuck.
Right.
And,
You're talking about like Brian and Halpin getting the boot.
Yeah. And then now everybody that's in there is really solid, and it's all
Right.
uplifting. So there would be
Right.
a little bit of that happened within the event.
Right.
And so to the
right.
point,
There would be shit bags. There would be shit bags.
There'd
Yeah.
be shit bags, and there'd
Yeah.
be people that would have the guise of we're all lifting each other up. But if I could go a little bit further this way to get what I need personally, even though it's at the detriment to us as the group, I will.
Right.
And so you got to weed some of those people out. And I told you the other day, going back to collecting equipment for Colton, I reached out to the gym that's literally like a mile up the road from me, CrossFit 580. And I almost bought it about a year ago. So I had a good relationship with the previous owners. And the new owner now I have a great relationship with. And I told you I was going to have to put my foot in my mouth a little bit, because when Dave had said, hey, you guys are better off becoming buddies to a certain extent, because if you got together, more people would build the ecosystem of CrossFit in your local area and both of you would benefit. And my response to that was like, fuck you, Dave. You never had to go out and,
Right.
work this affiliate and hunt for your meal every time. But at the end of the day, if you have the right individual like DJ who owns CrossFit 580, it does work in that manner. And when I went over and I shot him an email kind of late at night, and I was like, hey, dude, I got Colton coming. Do you have a 100-pound dumbbell and a 70? I don't have either of those at my gym. And he emailed me back within 10 minutes. And he's like, yep, I got a 70. You want me to come drop it off to you? And I was like, hey, don't worry about it. So I went by and I picked it up, and he's like, come inside. Have you seen it since I moved the rig? And I put some colors up, and I was like, all right, and went through and talked to him. And he's like, well, you've been here before, and kind of showcase. And he goes, hey, we chatted about it briefly. And he goes, but I'd really love to do something the following year. We could do like a CrossFit day here in Livermore. He's like, I know you have the resources with the Banquet Theater and the connections and stuff. And he's like, and we could help support that in terms of logistics. But we should do something together, get more people to know about CrossFit. And I was like, man, that's the right type of individual that you could do that with, where we lift each other up.
Right.
So it does take a certain amount of personality. You guys both have to be engaged in wanting to do that. But when you get the right group, it's crazy what you could do by lifting each other up.
On a micro level, it's like if you walk into a Starbucks and you order a drink and they give you the wrong drink.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, sir, I asked for heavy cream in this. And there's 2 kind of waiters. Two kind of baristas. The one that's just like,
Yeah, pissed off about it.
and the one that's like, oh, no problem, no problem. Keep that one. I'm going to make you a new one. You can sip on that one while I make it this new one. I don't want to take it away. And the situation is there no matter what. The person got the wrong drink.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the person to be so right now it's a bad experience. You could turn that in to a good experience to where all they remember is now they're walking back to the car with 2 drinks. Or they walk back to the car and they're like, man, that guy's an asshole. I'm not coming back to that Starbucks. Yeah. It's the same thing. I remember walking into a gym one time that I would always bring friends to, and I'd always pay the $20 fee. And they were assholes to me one time because they wouldn't let me bring someone. And finally, like, I guess we'll make an exception this time. And they were assholes to me. And it made me hate the gym, and I left the gym.
Mm-hmm.
When all they had to be like, oh, okay, no problem. He can come in free, just so you know we've changed our policy. But, man, we love having you here. And let me know if your friend wants to join. We'll give him a discount. And I'd be like, oh, thank you so much. Here's 2 clean towels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way, they let my friend in both ways.
Right.
But one way, now I fucking hate you.
Yep.
And why would you do that?
The thing is too, is like with hospitality being completely gone, like I always say that the pandemic just crushed it, right? Like people
Why did the pandemic crush it?
Because now I have an excuse to give you a lot less and have you pay the same or more.
Oh.
Right. And once
Yeah.
you start thinking in that way,
Like when waiters now bring you the box instead of, like, in California, I found out they're not allowed, if you want to take your food to go to your dog, they can't take your food back.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think of hotels right away because all of a sudden they started getting rid of the free breakfast. It was just like an apple or a granola bar that you could take. Hey, we don't service your room every day. You have to request it now. We don't give you free. So all of a sudden they were able to pull back all these different services or amenities that they offered, but the price of which your stay has gone up.
Right.
And then when they realize, oh shit, these people are just taking it. Okay, great. So, yeah, that's frustrating, but it's also a huge opportunity because it takes so little to win. You know what I mean? Just like you talk about what Blaze say on the show yesterday, front door famous.
Yeah.
That was a great fucking line when he was talking about kids. Yep. If you're an owner or a coach of a gym and you're not treating everybody walking through there like they're front door famous, you're fucking up.
And sincerely be like, then you're in the right job. You're happy with each person.
Yes. And it's going to be challenging at times. I'm not gonna lie. There's been times when I've been coaching, 5-6 hours in a row at the gym or something. And somebody kind of wanders in and they're like 10 or 15 minutes late to what you were doing, or you're right in the middle of the class and, they're just standing there and they came in off the street and you're like, shit, how am I going to juggle this? Right. And you're already tired. But I'm telling you, just walking right over or even acknowledging them, like right as they come in the door, it'll buy you time. And then B, when you go back over to him the second time, you go, hey, thanks for waiting. I have this situation going on. We'd love to talk to you, and just make it as, be as hospitable as you possibly can and still, do your job. But it's easy to win because you just have to have just that little bit of extra. Yeah. And chances are the other places they went will not, or even less than that. And so they're going to remember you and be like, man, I felt really good coming here. I was acknowledged right away. Yeah, he didn't help me. I had to come back at a different time, but that was okay. I dropped it on my, whatever the case may be.
Acknowledging people's huge. You walk in somewhere and the person's standing there and they're ignoring you and you hate them. If all they would say is, I see you.
Yep.
Give me 2 seconds, dude. Someone called in sick today. I'm running around like an asshole. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they know.
Exactly the situation.
They know. It. Have you listened to Thomas Sowell, Top Notch? Let me tell you something. Thomas Sowell is a fucking G. What a fucking smart guy. I'll tell you the two things that stuck in my head with Thomas Sowell. And there's a lot. There was a comparison one time between who makes the most money in the United States, and the highest in Manhattan was Jews, and they were averaging $100,000 a year. And the poorest in Manhattan were Puerto Ricans, and they were making an average $25,000 a year. And Thomas Sowell, and there was a news article on it. And Thomas Sowell points out in the news article that they forgot that's incomplete information, because the average age for a Jew in Manhattan was like 53 years old, and the average age for a Puerto Rican was like 22 years old or something. And so you're comparing a 22-year-old's money to a 53-year-old's money. And at 22, I was homeless, and at 52, I'm a fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
And it's like, those are the kinds of things. Another interesting thing is they would one of the things I saw is that they were comparing the white people and black people who makes more money. And he goes, well, let's drill down to take one demographic. And they took a black woman who had been in a job for 20 years or longer versus who was single, or no, it wasn't single, without kids, versus a white woman who had been in a job for 20 or more years and didn't have kids. And for like 30 years straight, black women on average made more money. And those are some really fucking important factors.
Yeah.
Because what is the pool of men that white women are getting versus the pool that black women are getting versus men, or if they have kids, or the situation it puts them in. And I love Sowell for pointing out those things, because he won't tolerate that. He just blasts through this fucking bullshit correlate that skin color has to do with anything.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that guy. He's fucking such a G. When the schools were segregated, black schools were some of the best schools, and even better than the best white schools in the country. Then they forced that busing shit, and shit went sideways. Now, I don't think schools should be segregated,
right?
But it doesn't mean we run away from the observation.
Yeah. And then lean into it so we could actually learn something from it and improve our situation, right?
Right. Did you say lean into it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, this is, if you haven't seen someone on Trank, it is fucking amazing. Have you seen anyone in Trank in person?
Yeah, man. We live in person.
I saw
Not
my first
like-
ones a couple months ago at the skate park. It is fascinating.
I haven't seen the full lean, but like I've driven by people who are, got that slump for sure.
Has anyone here seen the Trank people? It is crazy.
Back at it again, man. Mr. Lean with it, rock with it, man. I mean, what in the hell? What in the heaven? What in the world, man? I mean, never in my life seen nothing like this, man, until a few days ago, man.
Dude.
That's insane.
Dude. I'd love to see Greg break that down, like you do the chart where you put the line through the guy in his midline and look at his frontal plane and shit.
Oh my gosh, it
is. The Trank people are so wild. I've seen like a guy who wasn't as high walking another guy around who was in a Trank lean, to kind of like move him like 100 feet, and it was crazy. The guy stayed in the lean, but he had to, but he moved him. So just imagine moving that.
Dude, I mean, his body's in like this perfect counterbalance, so he could just stay there.
It is amazing.
Like his head and his hip, like.
Oh,
Wow.
Sleeky, don't ruin it.
I know.
Oh,
I saw
my
that
God,
comment too.
Sleeky.
I saw that comment too.
Oh my God.
That's sad.
That's so damn sad. That's someone's son. Jesus criminy, don't ruin the bit. Is that a sculpture? I mean, Trank is so weird. I don't know why it does that to people, but yeah, they all get in these weird contorted like hanging positions.
What the
I think
fuck,
that's what
dude?
happened to Tua when he got hit.
How does his hat not even fall off?
It's his head wants to be on the ground, but his legs want to stand up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's somebody's son. No one better enjoy this.
Man.
Hey, what's crazy is this is the second time this guy has featured. You know how people like have featured this guy. You know how people like will read like teacups or like read palms.
Yeah.
I wonder if like read your astrology sign. I wonder if you could see how someone bends when they're on Trank and be like, well, these are your problems. You know?
Oh, he's to the left.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so your dad diddled you at
Wow.
13? No, 14. I
Yeah.
recognize that. And the way you hold your fingers, that's because someone punched you when you were, you know what I mean? Give a full.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh. You see Kristen's Christian's comment, paint him gold and play some music.
Yeah.
Throw a hat out and get some money.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, Trank is something else. Keep your kids off your phone if you don't want them getting the Trank. I have not fact checked this. I apologize. You guys can fact check this in the audience and tell me. We know that Tyreek apologized. He kind of apologized. He apologized and then lied. He basically said, "Hey, I shouldn't have rolled up my window, but that doesn't give them a right to beat the shit out of me." Well, they didn't beat the shit out of you, dude. and you're a jackass for rolling up your fucking tinted window. But listen to this. Why is a judge ruling this? I don't want a judge anywhere near me when I'm having kids, but it's weird. A Florida judge has ruled the Dolphins
Wide receiver.
Thank you. Tyreek Hill is the father of yet another child, this time a baby girl. Hill 30 reportedly has around a dozen children around, and this child will be his 5th baby so far this year. The news comes just weeks after Hill announced his wife is expecting. Wow. If you had 5 babies in a year, does that has to be at least 4 women?
Yeah.
5 women.
In 1 year. Like that's yeah.
Damn.
Boy gets it in, huh?
Damn.
And the funny thing about the judge part,
He's into big tits.
it's
right?
It gets him every time.
Yeah.
The funny thing about the judge part is like that just means like he tried to deny it and she was like, nope, you're paying for this shit. And Fritten got a fraternity test and took him to court for what child support, I guess it is.
Yeah, why is there this man is averaging 1 child every 844 receiving yards. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Man.
This is ridiculous. I couldn't even be friends with a brother like that. Super irresponsible. I don't know. Is that irresponsible? Maybe he just wants to get keep all the kids together. Like, I don't know his philosophy.
Well, we don't know how his relationship with them, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you can go that far.
You know, maybe all 4 or 5 of the women get along really well.
Yeah. Crazy. Low quality person. Oh man, the people are so judgmental. So his wife's just cool with it at this point?
He's building his own future NFL team, Jedediah Nelson.
She's surprised you haven't divorced him. Why would you divorce him?
Wait, is he still married?
Oh, we pulled out of
pregnant
Afghanistan
wife.
better than this guy did with these women.
Oh, so he has a wife and he's got 4 baby mama. So 5 total women is what's the math on this?
I don't like the comments. I don't like the comments.
If the judges involved, the relationships can't be great. Yeah, no pushback there.
Dear humans who listen to the Sevon podcast. If a man is making if a man has $275 million, he is, and he's fucking you, he's also fucking other people. Thank you. This is biblical. I'm giving you I'm channeling God right now. Hold on. Oh no, sorry. God says he's fucking at least 3 other people. That's what God just told me. If a man has $275 million and he's fucking you, he's fucking at least 3. Oh, 30. Oh, 30. Sorry. Fidelity with God is really bad right now.
Hey,
sorry. We have it's foggy here. He's fucking at least 30 other people. Why stay married, Sleeky? Are you fucking kidding me? If you have $275 million, he's fucking everybody.
It's cheaper to keep her.
Oh no, God said not everybody, only 30.
Hey, what do you think
are you guys out of your fucking mind? Do you not understand how the fucking world works?
What's the threshold? What's the net worth threshold? Like 5 million, you're still normal.
Yeah.
Like you got your one wife, and it's not like 10 million, like something else is going on. 50 million, 100 million. Like, when's the threshold of now I just do whatever the fuck I want?
Well, and then there's a threshold also where it starts to get weird. So if you're making 500 million a year, then you start that's when you think you can start doing pedophilia. You think you can start orgies. You think you can start roofing girls. You just start thinking like you can just do whatever you want because you have so much access to so much fucking. You have to equate money to human energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I pay someone $100, they mow my lawn, I've bought their human energy. There becomes a point where it's just like the door swings wide open, and then age is a factor too. If you're a 65-year-old man,
right,
who's had a good upbringing, and you might not be doing that shit. But like a guy who fits under the stereotype of this guy, no, you give him $275 million. As soon as he goes over I'd say $1 million a year. Like if you're not if you're a poor millionaire like myself, but I'm saying like someone who actually makes $1 million in cash a year.
Yeah.
Doors wide open. You
like you're getting 100,000 every month.
Yeah.
And
you're anything. You're game. You're good.
Why do you think that is,
especially $1
though?
million a year, and by year 5, I mean, it's so much cash. Like it's so much fucking cash.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think people switch from like being able to allocate that money to something that's going to give massive contribution or something that you're really passionate about, or like giving to make some serious change? Hey, use that word.
It's
but
just
like
fun being around really rich people. It's really fucking fun. It's really fucking cool. And so girls and guys want to be around really fucking rich people. You have clean clothes, you have a nice washer and dryer, you stay in nice hotels, you go to bars and you can order the best tequila, and shit's just fun and it's cool. And you know what I mean? Your notebook and your backpack are nice, and you sit in the best seat in the plane. And there's only so much of that, and then you just start wanting some good pussy and dick, and you just want to have fun.
Yeah, it just seems like, I don't know, it just seems so empty on the other side of that, though. You think those people? Okay, let me ask you this. Let's play this.
What do you mean? What do you mean empty on the other side of that?
Okay, you could go around and bang a bunch of chicks and go to a nightclub and buy best tequila and fly there on a private jet, but at some point you just wake up with a hangover, thinking, "What am I actually even doing here?"
Oh. Well, yeah,
right?
I think that does become, you either that or you do something illegal, and then that becomes your awakening.
Because it just seems like if you had that much cash,
and you attract
and
a lot
stuff,
of shit bags.
I mean, I'm sure you do, but you can keep your circle tight, man.
Yeah,
you keep your circle tight. That's up to you and the people you're allowing in your presence.
But you can't also, like, when people who are rich are like, that person's just using me or blah blah blah, like, hey dude, it's crazy because you're really enjoying your life being rich,
right?
You don't think that they're also like enjoying your life being rich?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I think so. If you got the right people around you, it doesn't matter that you're the one spending all this stuff, because if that individual contributes to you in a way that gives you more fulfillment, or you enjoy being around them, or you trust them, or just certain stuff, then fuck it. Why would you care? Like, if I hit that Power Lotto, whatever, it's like at 800 million right now, or something like that. Yeah, it's at 800 mil. You think if I won that, you think that you would pay for anything around me at all, ever?
No.
And do you think that would change?
I wouldn't even try. I wouldn't
relationship?
even try.
Yeah. And I wouldn't
try.
expect you to.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Before I would say,
if you won $800 million,
yeah.
If you had $800 million, I would drive to your house more.
Yeah, well,
I would drive to your house more.
It would be a cool ass house to come visit. So you're fucking right.
Yeah. I would drive to your house
I would live
more.
in one of those
like
big
if you,
ones. Yeah,
if you had a party and you were worth $800 million, I'm going to it. I want to see.
Yeah,
I'm going to it. You know what I mean? And I'm going to ask you if you'll get me a hotel. You'll probably offer to get me a hotel. Hey, when you come over, you probably send me a driver.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that shit's fun.
I would just make it convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, what are the boys and Haley gonna do at the party? Oh, don't worry, I hired this freaking badass like
magician,
hangout spot magician, and everybody who's got kids, they're gonna go there and do that. But I don't.
It's just like if you have a swimming pool. All people say they don't want to be used. Every motherfucker gets a swimming pool because they want the kids at their house so they can watch their kids.
That's right.
You want to be used.
I had the garage.
You want your house to be that place.
I had the garage. Like my parents allowed us to hang out down in the garage where like it was like a one twist, it's like a 1-car garage. And we threw like 2 couches that we collected around the neighborhood that were out there for free over the years. And there was just a little spot right there. And even though a lot of the times it caused them, I'm sure, sleepless nights and hearing us or knowing that a bunch of people coming through, they preferred that we were there because they knew, okay, this was the spot. Everybody's going to come here and it's at the house. So we know that
cheap
there's
ass fridge and fill it with soda pop and beef jerky and all the kids are fucking
That's
there.
exactly what it is.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
When my nephews come to town, I always go straight to Safeway and I buy like 10 cases of sparkling water. Yeah. Like a stack that's like halfway to the ceiling.
And you got it all in there.
You can come say hi for a minute. You want to say hi to Sousa?
Oh, Shayna. Somebody else put a thing in there. What's up, dude? And said that the Medeiros family, what'd they say? Like, was like everything that good that represents in CrossFit. Do you want to sit down, dude? Here. And I completely agree.
So, yeah, they're great people.
They're
great people.
They're just great people. And and they're great
I
people
agree.
to have in our ecosystem.
I
and,
agree.
And just to touch base on the fact that the
Even
guy-
Hiller loves them too. I was actually talking to Hiller a little bit yesterday. I don't want to
Yeah.
betray too much, but I could
Yeah.
tell like he doesn't want a because Justin's an athlete and we're pundits and we fucking tear into him and shit. But no one wants to be on the wrong side of the Medeiros because they're good people.
Yeah, they are. They are.
100%.
And
Dad, mom, sister, loving, supportive, sweet in all the ways. Fans,
ways.
practitioners,
givers, contributors.
community. Yeah, they're fucking great. people.
And I hope to sorry, dude. The guy that jumped in the water is
There's headphones there too.
is doing good. Do you want them? They're right up there. I just threw them over there. I hope the I don't know if it was their son-in-law or if that's a boyfriend or what the relationship situation is, but I just hope that he's doing good.
Oh yeah, because he knows. Yeah,
He
he's
knows.
tripping. He knows.
And I also think that
I heard that he thought it was Justin who went under too.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
Oh,
I have
gosh.
no like proof of that, but that's what I
They
heard.
must have just been. I mean, even of course, there's going to be that like instant relief of like, okay, it's not our son, but then there's still the dread of like, fuck, that's somebody else there, right?
Dude.
So
He must be tripping because we all, and there's probably 20 people there or 50 people who knew,
right?
And we just froze.
I didn't know, dude. I was watching.
I knew
all
something
that
was wrong
footage.
when I saw that dude jump in. I'm like, oh, that's a fucking mistake to say. It's a fan. Like no one does that.
Yeah.
Not in this community.
But yeah. Anyways, they're great. I wish we had a little bit more of a relationship with Justin too. I would love to like.
Oh, we have a relationship with him.
I would love to like have him on my show and talk about his journey as how he grew up as a competitor a little bit, and how it related back to like the affiliate that he was at. You know what I mean? Like that, not like his competitive journey, but what that meant like with him, like in the affiliate and how that was. Because I mean, if you go back and watch,
he comes from a great gym.
He does. Yeah. And
maybe one of the best in the world.
Dude, if you go back and watch some of the like early regionals, you
Yeah.
got to go to like probably not the first heat, but
And
maybe
see
like
footage
the third
of him?
heat and see footage of him. Man, he looks like a baby out there.
Yeah.
It's so cool to kind of see his journey. But he had always been somebody who was like a supporter of his affiliate and everything that they did, as he gave back to them as they gave to him in his competitive. And that's why it makes sense that he's over there with Adam.
Right.
Because that gym,
and hasn't left him.
Yeah. I mean, CrossFit Fort Vancouver is like, seems like it just embodies that, right? And Adam's super cool too.
Was Trista getting smashed at the NorCal? I didn't see any of the women's competition.
Oh, she crushed it.
But what about with the fans all over
her? I didn't really see that too much.
Okay.
But I do. I mean, obviously, I'm sure there were. But I think Adam probably keeps the guardrails on that a little bit too.
Well, she's got a good team there, and they had her inside the corral.
Yeah.
But I felt like, I mean, obviously I didn't hang out with Danny, but I felt like she moved around pretty easily. Colton moved around pretty easily. I felt like the audience was sweet and respectful.
They were, yeah.
But I know that not everyone gets to see fucking Trista Smith, Colton Mertens, and Danny Spiegel. You know what I mean?
And they're freaks of nature.
Freaks.
When you see these people in person, you're like, you can't help but stare at them. And I know you say that shit all the time. People are like, oh, it's true. It is 100% true.
If you haven't ever seen Danny Spiegel in person, you don't fucking get it.
Oh, that's awesome. You see Shayna's comment right there?
No.
Our gym is doing a Lazard tribute at 8:30 this morning. Justin here. Of course Justin's there. I mean, yes. More athletes like him, please. I caught him too. I posted on my Instagram. But if you watch Justin when he came across the finish line, like every time there was like, especially when it was like a kid there or something, even though he, like one of the times I saw him set up and you could tell he wasn't fully recovered to have conversations or take pictures yet. Yeah. And he just got himself over there, said hi to the kids, signed stuff I happened to capture on Instagram. And I just put like class act, because it really is. And like, he gives a lot back. And I'm not saying the other athletes don't, but you could tell he tries to have genuine moments with all of them when they're there. Some of them are just kind of doing their thing and moving along.
West Coast Classic, I hadn't talked to Justin in forever, hadn't been on the show. And then at West Coast Classic, when he crossed the finish line one time, I think he won the event, and I ran over to him with the camera, and it's just as real as it gets. You know what I mean? He doesn't bring up any of it. It's like when I had little conflicts with Rich too. Yeah. Just like, and I get no weird vibes from anyone on his team. Not from Adam, not from the weightlifting guy. I didn't get any weird vibes from his mom. I hugged his mom and his sister when I saw him at NorCal. Yeah. It's higher level shit. Like they're not getting caught up in the petty shit. You see them and it's not.
No,
it's cool.
No, and I'm glad people are saying, oh, he's got the barn out there, or like, you know, whatever. He's slowed down with it. Like, dude, he's young. He's fucking killing it. Let the man live his life.
That being said, I love the fucking Ellie Justin drama. I love a little TMZ.
I mean, everybody loves
I love to know what Ellie's doing. I love to know, like, are they having kids? We're hearing rumors that they got married.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. It's what we do.
Keep killing it, Justin.
Us bottom feeders, that's what we do.
I'm a barnacle. If you're a bottom feeder, I'm a barnacle.
Okay. Listen, if you want to be pro athlete, we got to know who you're banging.
It's just the facts.
Yeah. Tyreek's banging is Justin banging. Like, we got to know. Okay, here we go. Look at that cloud. Okay, watch this, Susie. I need your opinion on this.
Okay.
Population so brainwashed that you could convince them to be terrified of a virus that they've never seen, while spraying them daily in broad daylight in the sky, only for them to deny it's happening to them because no one on TV told them it was. Imagine a population so brainwashed that you could convince them to be terrified of a virus that they've never seen, while spraying them daily in broad daylight in the sky, only for them to deny it's happening to them because no one on TV.
I think you live in a highly sprayed area.
Why?
Because I just think the Bay Area is highly sprayed. Like, you can go to government websites, like, they're not denying it. Like, I know Alameda, they're doing crazy weather modification.
Sprayed with what?
Fucking whatever that shit is, silver zinc oxide. Let me see. Weather modification Alameda. Here we go.
Do I want to know?
I don't know. It's some crazy shit. California town of Alameda refuses to host climate geoengineering experiment. The San Francisco Bay Area town has decided against continuing an experiment in cloud brightening.
Cloud brightening?
The idea is to send as much solar energy as possible back into space to limit global warming. Dude, there's been so much of it. It's been going on for fucking years. Let me see if I can. Alameda, prepare for winter storm. Let me see. Environmental council to reject. It's been going on for years and years. Weather modification in the Bay Area. Listen to this sentence. Learn more about City of Alameda's efforts to equitably reduce greenhouse gas emissions. How is the word equitably? How did they stuff that word in there?
They got to get it in, dude. It's the Bay Area. They got to just slide that in somewhere.
Researchers from the University of Washington were performing the climate experiment on the flight deck of the USS Hornet Sea Air and Space Museum in Alameda to determine if salt particles can increase the sun's reflectivity of clouds as part of a marine cloud brightening program.
Damn. I mean, Alameda County was one of the most restrictive during the pandemic, too. Not as bad as Santa Clara, who was ran by a Chinese communist woman who was elected.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. San Francisco, is that what you said?
Santa Clara.
Oh.
Santa Clara County.
The election lady? Say that again, what you just said?
I think the lady who was in charge of, like, the health stuff or whatever, because remember, we were getting it from...
Oh, you mean during COVID?
During COVID, yeah. That was the whole deal with her. She was, like, some freaking...
So the lady who's in charge of elections in San Francisco is a Chinese national.
Wonderful. Sensational.
Ari, what's going on, buddy? Are you guys having a dispute in front of the world?
Sorry.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I love you, Ari.
I can't sit right there.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can sit there. Dude, you want me to come over there and kick someone's ass?
Dude, there's plenty of room.
Come, Avi, let him in. Don't cock block him. How's that?
What about me? Sit back.
Yeah, relax. Enjoy yourself. You can only talk. You're not allowed to listen.
Okay, I'll talk. Hi.
Okay, give the headphones to Avi if you're going to talk.
Really? Oh.
While sulfate aerosols are the most studied, it has been recently shown that aerosols with other compositions, aluminum oxide and diamond. Oh, you mean in the spray? I know, it's crazy. Thursday, I sent a brief bee-friendly pic. I don't see it. I looked. Just so you know, Teresa, I looked. I don't see it.
What a bee-friendly pic.
I have a question. Why is Sousa here?
That's a great question. Oh, he brought me a shirt.
I bought shirts. I came to see you guys.
Careful, don't bump my coffee over. Look at that.
Oh, that
For $1,000, tell me who that is.
James Sprague.
Who?
Nice.
You just won $1,000 off Matosian.
Good job.
As Trump, yes.
Dang.
Yeah, when he got shot. Dang.
Hey, careful. Watch
Hi-
that.
hi,
Watch that
Joseph.
cord. Watch that
Joseph,
cord.
what's up, dude? Why are you so shy?
He doesn't like being on the show.
It's a family
hanging
show.
over there.
It's a family show today.
Jocelyn Strong. We have a lot of heavy female commenters today.
I like girls. Avi, do you like girls?
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, I love girls.
Girls are cool.
You love curls?
Girls.
Oh.
Curls are better. Girls.
Tonight, Merab Gilashvili fights Sugar Sean O'Malley. I really want Merab to win.
Me too.
You do? You guys do?
Me too. I want somebody to beat the guy in the pink hair.
I've learned to like.
O'Malley's dum-dum.
He is?
I don't like O'Malley. I like O'Malley. I just want somebody to beat him. He's been like undefeated for a long time. Yeah.
I just like Merab because he's a little midget.
Yeah. He's cool.
Yeah, he's representing the little guy.
Who do you think's taller?
And he's Georgian. You know that's the country just north of Armenia.
Who do you think's taller, Colton or that guy? Colton the midget or
Merab. Dude, someone on the show said Rich Froning's a douche yesterday. That was uncool.
Who said that?
I don't know. That was not cool.
Who's that?
Heavy females. Wow. Not in their size.
Merab Gilesh.
Whoever said that?
Really, height. Let me see height. Let me see how tall he is. Merab, it says he's 5'6", so he's an inch taller than me. I don't believe he's 5'6".
That's crazy. He's taller than Colton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably how tall you'll be, 5'6".
How do you guys know Colton's height? You seen Colton in person?
Yeah,
Yeah, I seen Colton. I'll probably be like 5'8".
he came here once
Yeah.
Oh, he
recently.
did?
Yeah,
To your house?
yeah,
No shit.
and we flew drones. We went up to the park and flew drones.
Oh, is that when he was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, because you had lunch and shit with him or dinner or something, right?
Dinner.
Dude, the other day these guys were on the fucking show.
Yeah.
And they started like revealing shit like they've heard me and Haley talk about it, like inside information I know on the drowning. I'm like, guys,
you have
to keep your talking private.
it's crazy
Yeah.
what they know.
Yeah.
It's not our fault. Yeah. It's not our
It is
fault.
if it comes out of here.
It's not our fault.
Hey,
we hear it.
loose lips sink ships. You got to pretend your words are like your magic tricks. If you show everything, it's no fun, right?
What does that mean? Loose lips sink ships.
It means you lose. It means you never come back to life.
You know what my grandpa
I,
used to say?
Danielle, take you, Zeus, to be my lawfully wedded financial supporter. I vow to stress you the fuck out and eat off your plate for the rest of our lives. I will go through your phone in sickness and in health and accuse you of cheating whether I have found proof or not. I promise to gain weight and let myself go until you no longer want to stick your penis inside of me. When times get rough between us, I will complain more and listen less, never pray about it, and make us both look stupid by airing all of our business on Facebook. And even though I got pregnant on purpose to trap you into marrying me, I still won't tell you about all the guys I let slut me out. I vow to love you for the rest of my life and never, ever leave you. As long as you don't lose your good-paying job with benefits, or I'll leave you for someone with good dick and money. I love you. I, Danielle, take you, Zeus, to be my lawfully wedded.
That's too real for some. That's too real.
I'm not sure I'm gonna come on the show anymore.
I don't blame you.
Why?
I saw that and it just reminded me of the day I lost my job and I asked Haley if we could move into a van and she said yes. And I said, oh shit, I got a dumb one.
I got it. Hey, there's a certain amount of you think that's what that takes to step out on your own and like do shit like in like start your own business or do whatever you're passionate about, is like you have to be willing, like legitimately willing to say like everything could go away and I'll still be all right. Like that's almost like a prerequisite.
I heard Coppola say that he spent every money and mortgaged every fucking piece of property he had and went fucking beyond broke when he made Apocalypse Now. And that it was a complete shit show, the filming of it, and a nightmare. But like, if you haven't like fucking completely abandoned all your material shit, then you're not really making art. And there's some truth to that.
Yeah. Like, I think people start getting too attached to like some of the material stuff, and that actually, or their lifestyle, and that actually holds them back from doing whatever it is they truly want to do.
Of course, right.
Because you're like, my dad used to call them stakes in the ground. So he's like, hey, you're young right now, so you could do a lot of stuff. And he goes, but you got to be careful of the decisions that put stakes in the ground. And it's like, well, what's that? Well, you
getting a dog,
get a DUI, it's a stake in the ground. Get a dog, it's a stake in the ground. Have a kid, that's 3 stakes in the ground.
Move out of your parents' house before you really should.
Yeah. And so the less of those you have, the more free you are to do what you want to do.
Your turn. Go ahead. Well, good job.
My turn?
Yeah. I mean, you pulled the mic away from him while he was talking. You must have something really important to say.
Sorry, I don't.
Oh, hey, remember this. The fish always loses through the mouth.
I watched their documentary.
Which one? Oh, Every Second Counts?
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
you did watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's getting better with age. What?
I remember that. But
Yeah, that definitely. We should do a watch party on here one time.
What did you like about it?
it was just cool.
Is there any scenes that stood out to you that you remember?
No, I was just remember that like one guy was talking about how his dad died. You remember that?
Yeah, Josh Everett. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other guy that cried, what was that?
Was there another guy that cried?
Yeah, he had black sunglasses. He was bald.
Oh, Matt Mursky.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember him crying.
And then who won that the CrossFit Games then?
Jason Khalipa.
Yeah, nobody was looking at him.
Right.
They thought Josh was gonna win.
Did you think I wrapped that up pretty good, or did that ruin the movie?
That was pretty good.
Okay, good. All right.
Wait, this guy and you made it, right? Yeah, Carrie.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
Good job.
And I saw Greg. He looked really good.
Yeah.
I gotta oil this thing up.
Okay. This is what it's like being a guy. What did I write? This is what it's like having a crazy hot girlfriend. Someone was judging me for liking my own post. You're not supposed
I think that's hilarious.
Are you? That's the first thing I do. I always just make a post and like it. Why wouldn't I like it?
I mean,
is that like masturbating in public?
I mean, when you say it like that, I don't really have an answer why you wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of funny.
Mary's like, hey, you liked your own post. I'm like, that's the first thing I do every time I make a comment.
You just get a little starter tip money going.
Yeah.
Throw 5 in the jar.
Oh, it's like you put a tip jar and put $1 in it.
Yeah. It gives permission for more people to like your comment.
Yeah. Shit. Okay, here we go. This is what it's like if you have a crazy hot girlfriend. Here we go. Can you imagine that? You're riding a horse and another horse is trying to bang I can't believe I've never seen that before.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That's out of hand.
So boys, your biology lesson is
Never see us again? Okay.
no, it's taken care of today. That's your
There it is.
yeah.
I think those horses were making a baby.
Nature in action.
Oh, I don't know. I might have.
think that
Hey,
horse
listen, I
did
might have
not
to
like
turn off
that.
your earphones for this. I'm not sure how this one goes. I forget this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
wish men understood better about women, what would it be?
Like when something is fine, it's not fine. Like read between the lines.
You mean be a mind reader?
Yeah, exactly.
So men are expected to be mind readers.
Exactly.
Why do women often expect men to do things that they're not physically capable of?
I don't know. I haven't I don't do that. Like I don't expect men to do things they're incapable of.
Isn't that what you just said though? Gotcha, bitch!
Being a mind reader?
Well, you want us to read between the lines, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's better at communication, men or women?
Women.
So if men are worse at communication, why do so many women expect men to read their body language?
I think men are better communicators logically. Women are better with like communicating like emotionally.
Okay, can you think of any situation where logic wouldn't outweigh emotions?
I think logic should always outweigh emotion.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people.
There's one.
Wow, she really we went full circle there, huh?
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
is.
get that.
That's good. You don't have to.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference in thought there, huh?
A psychopath thought in there.
Let me
I
see.
agree.
Let me see if we're doing breakfast this morning. Joe, you're going to jujitsu?
Mhm.
You're the only son that's not injured? You're
Okay,
gonna
awesome.
roll around with Ari's
You're
girlfriend?
injured?
Oh yeah. Look at yes.
Oh, why you have to sound?
Are you?
so-
What's the matter? Are you injured?
I think I broke my toe.
Which one?
Hiding.
No, if you broke it, it'd be really bad. He's been limping for a day or two.
Oh, dude.
How's your arm? Is your arm good? Can you do jujitsu?
What's up with you?
He can do jiu-jitsu. Teddy out. My arm is hurting.
Today? You were swinging the teddy today?
Mhm.
God, I wish you didn't use words like that, fluffies and teddies and stuff.
Why? Probably can't even hear me. The mic's not even to my mouth.
Oh, thanks, Natalie. I appreciate that.
What did you say?
I said the show also wouldn't get over 1,000 views, and it just did. So that's great.
I go back and forth with my mom like about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and the shit
Yeah.
she sends me, like it's always like from like CNN or MSNBC, or it's just like.
Did you see the Brett Weinstein thing when he made the claim that he said like Trump won't be allowed to be president?
No.
Yeah, it was an interesting take. More or less, like he's such a wrench in the system.
Yeah, like in the Matrix.
Yeah, that like it can't be.
I don't. Have you seen any like, so there's endless news on migrants causing problems, right?
Yeah.
Raping, killing, illegal aliens, raping, killing, just whatever, just a tons of shit, right?
Right.
Taking a disproportionate amount of resources, all that shit, right?
Uh-huh.
Have you seen any like migrants, like illegal aliens, like the opposite way, like any violence towards illegal aliens anywhere?
No.
Yeah. And so that's what the left media keeps talking about. They keep accusing the right of inciting violence towards illegal migrants.
Oh, yeah.
when all
Dude, I got
it's, but there's no, every time I see it, there's no links in the story or anything. And it's
No,
like,
and
dude,
there's no
and that's the kind of shit my mom sends me, where they'll just be like this baseless claim. And it's just crazy to me. I'm just like, but where?
Dude, I'm going to send you, you're going to.
But where?
Flip out on this.
Oh, Pedro just made a video on Brandon Luckett. God, Brandon Luckett's cool as shit.
Oh yeah, was that the one from the games?
Yeah, have you seen it?
I have not seen it. Here, I was gonna text you this. This is perfectly what you said, and it's funny because I go back and forth on this dude and his opinions, and somebody put in the comments on there like, "Oh, it's election season. Galloway's been bought again."
Did you just send it to me?
I just texted it to you right now. And it goes to what you were saying and the way that he phrases like the messaging and shit. It's crazy.
Like,
dude.
why are you reading articles about fact checking? Why aren't you fact checking it yourself?
Half of the shit you could just go out on the street and see.
Right.
You don't need a fact checker.
Right. Like the violence thing, when she said America's safer than ever, I'm like, where the fuck are you?
Where?
Yeah, where the fuck are you?
Misogynistic when it comes to our elected leaders. In the U.S., we've been producing more female college graduates than male college graduates for the last 40 years, but still only 28% of our elected representatives are female. People, societies, men and women, conflate leadership quality with height and depth of voice. So we will always, at least in the U.S. for a long time, elect more men. And who do these men appeal to? How do they get elected? They appeal to this cohort of conspiracy-driven, misogynistic, anti-government men. These young men will always have overrepresentation in government, which leads to elected leaders saying that they believe the elections are rigged, to stoke nationalist fears that blame immigrants. I mean, really really hateful stuff. And so not only are these individuals dangerous and unproductive, but what's even more unproductive is they will have a disproportionate voice in our politics, because the easiest way to get elected is to tap into the tribal instincts or motives of this cohort. We're very misogynistic when it comes to our elected leaders in the U.S.
Who the fuck is this?
Oh yeah.
Who the fuck is this?
It's
I
my
mean,
love-hate with this dude.
That's
This
just
guy's-
all garbly-gook.
Yep.
He didn't even fucking say anything. Those are the articles people send you when they fucking defend left. I'm like, well, he didn't even fucking say anything.
And it's crazy because if you watch some of his other stuff, he perfectly articulates like a lot of great things too.
Wow.
But I've read a lot of his books. Some of them what does Pedro always say? He hate follows somebody.
I wish he would give me some examples.
hate
Just
read his
one
books.
fucking example so that I
can't.
could fucking follow it.
Man, if they could, they would be giving you example after example after example to prove their point. The problem is that majority of the stuff here is just trying to sway a narrative without any actual hard evidence of what's happening.
I should send that to all my liberal friends and see if they buy that hook, line, and sinker. If they're
Oh,
like,
they,
yep, that's
they
it,
would.
That's it.
Let me ask you this: why do you think gas prices are really high in the bill and everything's gone up in the grocery store significantly? Why do you think that?
Because they reduced the day Biden took office, we reduced the amount of supply and demand.
Well, I think it because when I go to the gas station, I fucking pay more money.
Right.
When I go to the grocery store, I pay more money.
Right.
Right. So then why do you think that homeless people don't experience homelessness? They have a drug addiction and mental illness problems.
Right.
But we won't label it that way.
Right.
You think that because you go outside and you see it.
Oh, right.
Why do we think that it's more dangerous in San Francisco than ever? More dangerous in Oakland? And why is that spilling out to the suburbs? Because we see it. Because 5 years ago, I could have left all my shit unlocked to live more. And now people are breaking into windows while we're inside the gym.
And there's only been one closure of one In-N-Out in the United States. And it was a profitable In-N-Out, but the violence was so insane that they had to fucking close it.
Same with all the Denny's now.
Because oh, really? Denny's
Denny's is out of Oakland. In-N-Out is out of Oakland. CVS is almost out of San Francisco. And you remember CVS had...
But they even say it too. My dad even said, oh my God, it's so weird going to Home Depot here in Santa Cruz. I go, why? He goes, because like everything's locked up in the Home Depot in my store. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, even like these leaf blowers are locked up. I'm like, a leaf blower?
Dude, you remember when we were down in LA, that whole aisle was freaking locked off like Fort Knox. You had to go get an associate to come over to like bring you in to grab deodorant or shaving cream.
Dude, I bought deodorant in recently in Sacramento. Fucking the cheapest stick I could find was $10.50.
It's insane.
For a stick of fucking deodorant. I'm like, when did that happen?
And it's funny because people will say, oh, well, it's just being overblown by the media or overblown by the right media. It's like, no, it's not. We are living this. We go to the grocery stores. We see the inflations. We see, like I told you, I started calling the Democratic policy cage. So there's a grocery store real close to my house. It used to have 2 entrances, so I could park over here and walk in through this. They can't. They blocked that door off, so there's only one that they funnel people in and out of, right? And then they made one an exit, one an entry only. And then they caged the entry side with a little automatic barn door that opens, so that way I can't grab stuff and leave out of the in spot. I have to go either through a register or through a self-checkout. So they funnel you through one way.
We were somewhere else. You and I were somewhere else. It was the West Coast Classic, and we went into a store, and they had an entire aisle locked off.
Yes.
To the ceiling.
That's right. That was at
That was
Where were
fucking
we?
crazy. I'd never seen anything like that. Hey, all that made me do is I would never buy anything on
the
that
West
aisle
Coast
ever
Classic.
again.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was it. The West Coast Classic. Yeah.
An
Remember?
entire aisle.
Yeah, and I had to go in there for Taylor's foot powder and ended up buying the wrong one. Had to go get the
Oh,
associate. And then they ring you up at a separate point of sale inside of that aisle. Because they won't even let you leave with the shit. You have to go there. They lock you in there. Then you have to buy it from them inside of there.
Morning, guys. Talking about $20 deodorant today. Love it. Does he live in Hawaii? I bet
What's
you it
up?
is 20. I bet you it's $20 in Hawaii.
Yeah, he lives in Hawaii.
Make your own deodorant. You sound like my sister.
Huh?
Is Joseph still in here?
Yeah. Or he was.
All right. It looks like Susan and I are going to. I shouldn't tell Joseph this. Your brother?
This guy right here?
The jiu-jitsu champ?
Hey,
What?
he's not the My toe feels so much better. I can actually like walk.
I saw you limping this morning.
Hey, could I ask the boys a question real quick?
Sure.
Okay. What do you wanna do when you grow up?
Nothing. Kick your butt.
No, seriously, what do you want to do? What do you like?
I like skating. The most I like is magic because I like seeing people laugh, and that seeing people laugh makes me happy. So that I like magic a lot.
So do you like magic or do you like the action that occurs when you show people magic?
Remember when what you just said? Watching people laugh makes you happy.
That's why all magicians are magicians.
Because they want to make people happy?
Yeah. It's the whole thing.
I think some people do it because they want attention for themselves.
That too, but it's mostly I mostly see it how like people react. I like seeing that.
Yeah. I like that.
Good answer.
How many wives do you want to have?
One.
Okay. You think you're going to have kids?
Yeah.
You going to ride motorcycles? No.
Yeah.
No. It's going to be a negative.
Every time I see a motorcycle.
You don't even ride a bike. You don't even ride a bike.
Yes, I do. I ride a bike. Yes, I do.
You guys have ridden a bike like 10 times in your life.
I like to ride a bike.
Will you guys ride bikes today? Let's ride bikes today.
Okay. I rode the bike up the hill. What do you mean I can't ride a bike?
I mean, I know you can ride a bike, but you know what I mean.
I can ride a bike. I can ride a bike.
Barely.
Barely. Hey, I can ride up. Oh, never mind. Right up the hill, right down the hill, and now there's a tiny hump. So.
Graciana Rubio, wives are like money. Can't have too much.
It's fun. It's fun having too much.
How much money do you have in your wallet right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
50. Should I tell that?
Yeah, go ahead. You can tell it.
50.
How much?
42.
How much did you have, Joey?
He has like 200. I don't know how much he has in his wallet.
Joey?
Yeah, he has like 200.
He's like a little squirrel.
He's the saver.
He's the one who's like, he's the one also, like, if you give you guys like a Starburst or something, he'll like cut it in half and like save half for later.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like this. One time.
He's like a little squirrel.
So one day after a tournament, there was a bag of Skittles in the car.
Uh-huh.
And nobody knew where it was. Joey hid it in there.
Uh-huh.
And every time Joey's like, I can make Skittles. So we would go in our bedroom. Joey would go in the car, get Skittles, and grab us 10 Skittles.
He's a bad dude.
You saved him in there?
Yeah, he's like this. He's like this. I harvest his arm.
Yeah, the same thing is like if I give you guys a piece of chocolate, you and Ari eat it. Joseph will break it in half, put half in a plastic bag, and put it in his little man purse.
Hey, why do you save it?
Hey, what was this from? Found out on the couch.
You like having it later?
Dude, he's a G, and he'll like go through like the drawers and shit. Like we have a little like snack drawer where like sometimes there'll be some bad shit.
Sometimes when nobody's looking, I'll go in the cabinet and steal a gummy.
You will?
Yeah.
What kind? We have gummies.
Yeah, but they're like 3 grams. I like seeing.
If I knew we had gummies, I'd steal them too. Where are those? Do we have gummies now?
Yeah, we have so many.
Really?
We have like 20. We have a jar of them.
We have like 100 total right now.
100 total? Would you count them?
No, but I know.
I hope Mom isn't listening.
I'm calling Mom right now. We're gonna have we're gonna have a little fucking talk.
Hiding.
What?
Always steals a caramel, and then I just take one. But Mom's you shouldn't follow me.
Hi.
Oh yes, I should.
Hi.
What?
Hello.
Do we have gummies?
What kind of gummies?
Like
oh
the
shit,
fishy.
she's stalling.
Shit, like the fishy ones and the warm ones.
The boys are saying that there's gummies in the house.
Fish?
Oh, they're called Smart Sweets, and they're not made like with high fructose corn syrup or any of that garbage. It has like 2 grams of sugar for a whole bag. So yeah, we do have a little stash of those.
Throw those away before we come back in the house.
I'll eat them.
Not the caramel. Not
They're
the
really
caramel.
good
The
on,
caramels are
and there's
so
fiber
good.
in them.
No, I love the caramel.
Jesus.
Caramels are so
All right.
good.
Probably put it.
Space gummies.
I'm probably gonna. I can't say what I can't say what I'm gonna say because you guys are in here. No. No.
Plug your ears through those headphones.
You're in big trouble, Haley.
Tisk tisk
Aw.
tisk.
All right. I
What
love
are
you.
you
Bye.
gonna do?
You know
Love
what
you,
I'm
bye.
gonna do. Bye. All righty. Oh, gummies. Yeah, you think they're THC gummies? Maybe.
No, they're not. You ate them before.
I have?
Yeah.
Did I like them?
I don't know. You were on the phone. You're like, yeah, Susan, I'll meet you tomorrow.
Oh, shut it. All right, guys. Love you.
Are we done?
We're done. I want to see.
Bye.
I think tomorrow's just a chill day too. Yep.
What?
Tomorrow's Hispanic Heritage Month. Everyone watch UFC tonight and cheer for Merab Gilashvili. Oh, tomorrow. No, Monday.
Monday.
Oh, Monday's going to be good. Monday, I got a triathlete on that got the injection and had his fucking life turned upside down. It's going to be a great episode. All right, guys. Thank you. Talk to you guys soon. Susan, thanks for coming out. Boys, bye-bye.